아가씨,
아저씨 이게 뭐야? Hello everybody, Agashi here. So today I'm going to be doing a Chinese drama review with you guys, and as I was saying, like there's no dramas to watch. Well, my sister introduced me to this one, so she's like, it's kind of like a mix of Goblin, but it's Chinese, and I'm like, there's nothing that could be a Goblin. So I gave this drama a shot, and it is called Fairyland Lovers. So it's a total of 35 episodes, and I think it already came out to like 12 episodes already, like subtitles. I've only been able to watch like the first 4 of it. So that's what I will be reviewing with you guys today, the first 4 episodes of it. Honestly, in my opinion, I will give you guys my opinion. I watched it. To me, it's a mix of Goblin with My Love from Another Star and Korean Odyssey. So it's like a mix of all 3 of them. So it's actually not just Goblin, but the main concept is kind of like Goblin with his loved one. So that's like the main they take from it, but still. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the cast synopsis and the recap of the first 4 episodes. So as for the cast, we have Johnny Bai as Bai Chi, the cold-hearted black-bellied man who is handsome and practices magical medicine. He hides many secrets and collects the most valuable things from others as a payment in exchange for medical help. And then we get Chung Chuang-hong as Lin Xiang. She has a beautiful, pleasant appearance, a lively and cute personality, and dares to love and hate. She always brings happiness to those people around her and solves many spiritual problems with Bai Qi. And then we have Jing Xiaobai as Yang Jing, tall, brutal, and known as Baby Yang by Lin Xiang. He is a Pingling's nationality whose duty is to eliminate the spirits on Earth and recover the power of Pingling. He originally has a tit-for-tat relationship with Bai Qi. After becoming friends with Lin Shang, he begins to feel humans' emotions. And then we have Estelle Chung as Xiao Xiao, sharp, beautiful, noble, and dazzling rich, and treats herself as she is above everyone and loves being the center of attention, possesses many special talents, and likes Yang Jin. And then we have Marcus Lee as Ali, Bai Chi's assistant, and then Zhang Lei as Wang Jing, dual brother to Yang Jing. So the synopsis is a story of a spirit doctor, Bai Qi, as he travels the world to get rid of spirits of their receptions. In the process of doing so, he meets the sunny Lin Shang, who he has known from a long time ago. So Bai Qi is a mysterious doctor who ends up renting a floor on Li Shang's house for his medical practice. As his landlady, as she becomes the landlady living above him, she notices some strange things about him. He doesn't accept money as payments for his services. He uses the power of the Tao Yuan to heal spirits, and he asks patients for the most valuable things to them. Spirits are like the humans that have been like polluted in the world, and they start to have like desires, and the only way to heal them is to turn them back to their normal life. But by mistake, Bai Qi and a human girl by mistake, Bai Qi and Li Xiang gets into this agreement, and their life starts to intersect, and a memory that was sealed 1,000 years ago starts to resurface again. So a recap on the first 4 episodes. The drama starts us off telling the story of beings living on Fairyland, a planet which is distant far away from the Milky Way. One of their spaceships landed on Earth 1,000 years ago and crumbles into 1,000 pieces of jades that was spread across. People becomes with an obsession's personality who finds a piece of this jades, ends up getting affected into negative stuff and getting possessed and stuff like that. Somehow, like, their spirits gets manipulated and into their own obsession and all this stuff like that. So there were some survivors when the spaceship crashed on Earth, and they are known and called heavenly soldiers, and they have like this jade bracelet or something like that that's gonna help them do that. So their mission is to make sure that they collect all these remaining pieces of jade and get rid of obsessions that it creates on the human living on Earth. Well, there was a female heavenly soldier who helped Bai Chi, who was an obsession spirit, and he ended up falling in love with her. Their love was unconditional, and she ends up giving him a task to look after a pot plant of peach blossom, and she turned him into the only spirit doctor in the world, and then she vanished, leaving him her bracelet and the pot plant. So he lived through centuries carrying spirits on Earth and hoping to meet his heavenly soldier one day again. And then this time it jumps into the present time. Li Shang is in the present time, and she's a terrible actress, but she would take any role just to make money so that she can pay off her father's debt. So one day her agent told her that she has to dress up like this kind of skinky outfit to a birthday party, and she was putting into that outfit into a box to dance to this sexy song and all stuff like that. But the box that she was in there was delivered to the wrong hotel room, and it ended up at Bai Chi's hotel room. And so when she started like jumping out to sing and dance provocatively, he kind of was just like, what the hell, and then he offered to pay her money so that she would leave, but she wouldn't take the money. And then she realized she was sent to the wrong room, and so she just had to like get all her things and leave. And then in the process of doing that, she broke his pot plant, and then she took it with him, and then this lead him to come back and find her. And in the process of coming to find her, we get to see our first like spirit obsession person, which is Xiang Boyang. He has a piece of jade that he's possessed by it, and it's pretty much like giving him crazy that he needs to get more money, get more money, get more money. And he ends up hypnotizing Li Shang to sell her house to him and to kill herself. And Bai Chi ends up saving her from when she tries to kill herself. And then this gets him to go and try to help Xiang Boyang to get rid of his obsession and stuff like that. And this is where like it's kind of weird. Bai Chi naturally opens up about his spirit caring to Li Shang and telling her that she ended up possessing by it. That's why she ended up selling her property. So he has to go help this person and to get rid of it. And so we get to see how he does it. He offers them an incense, and he says it's gonna help you, put you to sleep, and it's gonna cure you. And he doesn't ask for any money, but when he gave this incense to Xiang Baoyang, he doesn't take it, and then but his assistant ends up calling Bai Chi back for help, and because the assistant saying that Xiang Boyang has become more and more obsessed, and he's not doing any well, and he's doing like he's getting worse and worse. Help him. And so this is where we get to see how Bai Chi does his doctor spirit work. So when he burns the incense, it puts the people to sleep, and he goes into their conscience to find how they got possessed in the first place with this piece of jade. And he finds out that the reason for this case, he found out the reason why Xiang Boyang was obsessed like this was actually his assistant, Xi Shuang, who was in love with him, and she's always dressed up as a boy. So they met in the past, and he was a rich heir, and they were gonna go to America together. But she was always dressed up as a boy when he knew she was a girl, and he wanted her to admit that she was a girl because he was in love with her. But then on the process of going to America, he got arrested for fraud, and he lost all his money and everything. She went to see him, but he's sad now because he cannot give her anything when all he ever wanted was to get money and give her everything, and wish that she would just admit that she's a girl so that he would marry her and all this stuff like that, So this, with him losing everything, heartbreaking, all stuff like that, eventually he dies, and Xi Shuang, who is the assistant, brings him back with this jade and says that, he will get a lot of money, make a lot of money, and marry her. So this is when he got possessed by a spirit, and so he, this is how it all started, and that's why he's always like trying, Boyang's character is always trying to get more money, gain more, all this stuff like that. So like, and then while Bai Chi goes into his conscious, he found it weird that Li Shang ended up in the conscious with him. And then unlike Ali, who is his assistant, who is just out there watching the body, Li Shan fell asleep and also went into the conscious with Bai Qi. So he, like, it's kind of weird because he doesn't recognize her in the first place. We obviously know she's the heavenly soldier, you know. But like they eventually help Qi Chuang realize that she has to let go of Boyang, that he's died and she has to move on. So in order for him to not be possessed anymore, she has to move on and let him go, which she does, and then it cures him and he passes away. He can pretty much rest in peace. Li Shan gets her house back. Now Bai Qi is all confused by that, like, you know, during all these stuff Li Shan was able to, you know, go into the conscious and all stuff with him, and also at the same time when she took his pot plant, thinking that, you know, because his pot plant is kind of dying, but the moment Li Shan took it, it started blooming. So he was wondering, like, how did she do it, you know? And so this gets him to he sees her suffering her father's death and people are harassing her. He ends up helping her, paying her debt, and this is when he realized that he needs her to take care of her pot plant, and he was willing to pay her to take care of it, but she refused to. So he ended up leasing a room in like her house, because her house kind of like a slash hotel-ish kind of way. It's like a big house. So he ended up leasing a floor on it, and then because she can't leave her house, so she moves in to stay with him while he does his spirit doctor work, and it helps the pot plant to grow. And in the process we get Yang Jian, who comes in and he meets Bai Qi, and he realized that Bai Qi has Li Shan's bracelet, and he knows that Bai Qi was a spirit, but he doesn't know how he ended up having a heavenly bracelet. So Yang Jing is a heavenly soldier who has been in hibernation for 100 years, and now he has woken up, and it's the modern world he's living in, and he's trying to pretty much blend in and trying to find out what happened to the female heavenly soldier. So that is the recap of the first 4 episodes of Fairyland Lovers. As you guys can see, it's pretty much similar to Goblin trying to find his bride. Well, this is kind of like, you know, this spirit guy trying to find his heavenly soldier who helped him and saved him, and like, you know, there's a lot of confusing things going on because you're kind of like, what happened? I don't get it. Like, you know, how is this possible? Or this and that. It gives you really questions here and there, you know, but you're kind of just like, okay, whatever. Eventually, I guess it'll make sense, you know. Okay, well, I guess something will get explained later. But my sister told me to watch it as I was trying to find something to watch, so I started watching it, and I'm actually very interested to see how it turns out. To be very honest, the main girl, she is kind of annoying, but it's like her character is supposed to be very lively and sunny and all stuff like that. So, you know, I did see some clips, previews here and there, and they eventually fall in love, and my sister said he eventually realized that she's the girl from the past. So yeah, who knows, but a lot of mysteries and a lot of things happening which has not been revealed, so we'll eventually figure it out. But if you guys have not seen Fairyland Lovers, do check it out if you guys are into Goblin or, you know, stuff like that. I mean, this is kind of like the Chinese version. To be very honest, I don't think it's Goblin is so good, like a remake of it. I don't know, I don't want that. The original Goblin is good. So but I am just gonna watch this to see how it turns out. As you know, Chinese dramas are actually getting shorter now. They aren't allowed to like make their dramas so long anymore, so they're actually getting shorter. So if you guys are interested in watching it, you guys can go ahead and watch it. But I don't want to blabber on for too long with you guys. That's it for the recap for this one, so I will see you guys next time.